recording now?
Yes, welcome back to As If. We are starting this episode over because for 20 minutes we were yapping.
Yeah.
And I realized that we weren't recording the audio.
Which is
like the whole point of podcast.
So fucking classic, honestly.
Like,
you know what though? I'm kind of upset that they didn't hear our singing.
I know, me too.
It was a musical extravaganza.
Never mind.
It was actually really impassioned. But you know what? Maybe we'll insert the phone audio, just like 5 seconds of it.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll insert the audio from the phone.
Never mind, I'll find someone like you. I wish nothing but the best for you too. Don't forget me, I beg.
What? If I had to pick a soundtrack, like one song to describe, like to be the soundtrack of our life, like me and Lisa, it'd be that one, Mr. Worldwide song. I paid my rent about a week ago. I worked my ass off. I can't pay it though. Yeah. Ooh, this is the time of our lives. It's beyond me how he made that masterpiece.
We're back. This is season 3, you guys. Season 3, episode 1. Woo! Before I forget, I keep forgetting to say, like the video, subscribe.
Give us 5 stars.
Give us 5 stars if you're listening like on Apple Podcasts or like
please.
Spotify or whatever. Share it with people who you think would enjoy it.
I mean, we're really passionate about doing this and these topics. Really, be helpful.
We want to be able to actually justify to ourselves as adults and to other people who are
to
our
all
like,
the
parents
haters.
and whatever. To all the
haters.
But like to our parents and whatever, because my mom is gonna exile me to
Please.
Calgary,
Please.
to Texas of Canada.
Please
Can
don't,
you understand?
guys.
Can you understand what we're
Please.
dealing with here? Please.
I'm not gonna survive if Mother Witch exiles Lisa to the south of Canada. It's not even literally the south. I'm just calling it that because
Isn't it?
Fuck, I'm dumb as
It's the
shit.
Midwest, I guess.
Which is just please.
But it's basically the Texas of Canada, like no joke.
Yeah,
People be wearing cowboy boots. Oh my god.
It's conservative as hell.
So we're back for another season. I'm really excited about this because if you are watching it, you can see that we have like a little bit of a harsh, cold lighting.
A new aesthetic, a new vibe.
We got a little faux fur
cheetah print
jacket, and we've got a cheetah print backing on the couch.
You see my shoulder. That's more than you'd usually get.
Yeah,
so.
actually. And it's very much giving Tumblr. It's giving grungy slightly kind of vibe.
Yeah, and I'm happy. You know what? I think this is the vibe that me and Lisa most associate ourselves with. I think we were both really into this style in high school, so it's very comforting to be in this realm, you know? Not that she didn't like her other aesthetic she did for the other seasons, but this is nice. You know, it matches the mood that we're in.
Yeah.
The mood for revenge.
Yeah. Also, I would be, yeah, exactly. But also, you know what? I would be so glad in the future when we're actually going to be able to have like a proper setup in a way where I wouldn't have to move it every single time I'm done filming. So we could actually just come in, sit down, do our work, you know, instead of like spending hours just setting up.
Yeah.
And having like a proper set aesthetic for each season.
Yeah.
I'm excited for the season. I don't know. I feel good about it. Season 3 sounds right.
Yeah.
It sounds like we're going to hit our stride here.
Yeah. We've been going through it, but I feel like season 3 is a new beginning.
I think so too.
See,
I have a feeling.
Yeah. I have a feeling too.
Prediction. I think season 4 is going to be in a studio.
Yes. Oh, we're manifesting that.
I have a feeling. a feeling, guys. And also, we're going to be so consistent. You don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're coming for y'all.
We're coming for y'all.
We're coming for the top 10 Spotify podcast. Don't care.
Literally.
But anyways.
Well, especially in the arts department. For sure.
If we haven't said it already, like, follow, give us some little stars to make our day better. Please. And thank you. We love you guys. And thank you for listening.
But yeah, we're going to be talking about a lot of tangential issues that kind of are going to be coming from, or they were inspired by this recent event of Liam Payne dying, which was a really weird thing that happened, because I know that this is kind of controversial in a way, because Liam had a whole scandal right before his death that really painted him in a different light than before, because before he obviously had like some scandals of like, you know, like talking shit about the other band members at podcasts for
other
brothers or whatever, like one of the brothers,
and just like a bunch of podcasts in general,
which is fucked, because I know for a fact that motherfucker
Jake Paul,
I think it's the other one. What's his name?
why was I gonna say Frank Paul?
Oh my god. Logan Paul. Logan, that bitch. He clearly used the fact that Liam was not in the clear state of mind. I think that in that podcast you can see that the guy is like under some kind of influence. I don't know if it's alcohol, drugs, or something, but it's it's just like stress and mental illness or something like that.
I think definitely, like, when he started like saying all of these things about the band, you know, as someone who formerly struggled with substances, I knew right away that he was on.
You can see
it was very clear.
Yeah.
Or like at least his mental health was not stable.
Yeah, that kind of got confirmed for me, at least, when Louis went on a podcast and the interviewer asked him about it, and he was like, what did you think about like Liam on that show and whatever? And Louis was like, listen, that Paul brother, like, he's an ass. Like, he knew, he was like, he did it on purpose. He brought a guy who is not in the best shape, someone who's going to definitely put his foot in his mouth because he's not in the best shape, and he did it on purpose just so he can get clicks and views and whatever. And Louis basically ripped him a new one, which is like fair. I think he's right on that one. And Louis was like, I hope Liam is gonna get better and stuff like that. But basically the insinuation, like, they knew, the guys knew, at least Louis knew that Liam
he hasn't been himself.
Off. That's kind of where we were at before recently, when his ex-fiance came out and said that he was basically abusive. There was also, at the same time, he was always cheating on all of his girlfriends, the mother of his child too. And he was cheating by like asking, like, I guess he was cheating in general, but also there was this whole thing of asking for nudes from the fans. I
mean, even like, I have to bring up the fact too that his relationship with the mother of his child is even weird. That she was an ex-judge.
She was an ex-judge, and also she was a lot older than him, right?
Yeah,
it's really weird because he also got a kid. So he's 31 and his kid is 7. So he got a child when he was 24. So she got pregnant when he was 23. Right? So honestly, a lot of the guys from I guess it's Harry and Liam are the ones who had really weird age gap relationships with really like a lot older women. And then when they got older, Liam at least had a relationship that was also really freaky in terms of like other way around, where his fiance was 18, or like they started dating when she was 18 or even 17, something like that. I'm not gonna lie on that one. I don't want to lie on his name, but also I saw a lot of people saying that he was asking for news from like underage people. I haven't seen it myself. I've seen a lot of like reports and a lot of people insinuating things and whatever, but the people that I've seen talking about it, they were of age, even though it's still gross. I just don't want to be like lying or going too far. It's already bad. You don't need to say anymore like, oh, they were underage. Let me actually see. Were they?
I didn't know about any of the scandal that happened like right before, which it kind of fuels a type of speculation that I have about the death. But I will say it was really shocking and sad, especially like if you are a girl around, or boy, or whatever you identify it as, and were a fan of One Direction. It is really shocking because they're likely not that off of your current age, and it's always hard to see someone die young.
Let me actually read a few things from this article that I found from Vox. Payne's solo career and celebrity were met with less buzz than his bandmates, notably Styles. He largely garnered headlines for his relationship and personal life. In 2016, he started dating Cheryl Cole and had a son, Bear, with the singer in 2017. That's crazy, having a kid. 2016, you started dating, in 2017, you had a kid. That's like she got pregnant
right away.
3 months in. That's crazy. That's insane. Anyway, then they split a year later. In 21, he opened up about the severe addiction issues he dealt with during his boy band days. Even back then, goddamn, I thought it happened after. The singer revealed that he took a lot of pills and booze and experienced ideation. The day the band ended, I was like, thank the Lord, he said on the podcast. I know a lot of people are going to be mad at me for saying that, but I needed to stop or it would kill me. The following year, he sat down for an interview with YouTuber Logan Paul. Yeah, so this type of shit. And then he said that he outsold the rest of the group's debuts. We saw all of those clips. We were making jokes about it. And rightfully so back then. What was the controversy with his ex-fiancée? So this is the thing, right? Weeks before his death, Payne received criticisms from One Direction fans online for displaying so-called attention-seeking behavior at Niall Horan's Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires.
There's no S. Buenos Aires.
Buenos Aires.
On Snapchat, he said he announced that he was attending the show and had some things to square up with Norin.
Oh wow. Why?
I think that he was probably joking, but there's always some truth to a joke.
Yeah.
In videos, Payne can be seen eagerly engaging and taking photos with fans seated outside of his suite. After the show, Payne was spotted posing for with more fans outside. After the concert, Payne posted a photo of himself and Horan stating that he was so proud of his former bandmate. Honestly, before all this happened, all of those people talking about that video of him like singing at the concert at his like fans or whatever was funny. Like,
yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it was really, like, a lot of him to be doing all that. But
and you know what? Like, no one wished death upon him. Like, yeah, people made fun of him for the silly things that he did when he was alive. And you could still, you know, like, you could still have done that and still feel bad about death. At the same, like, we're nuanced. We're not just like black and white people.
He was also still dealing with criticisms from fans that he was a controlling partner after a TikTok his current girlfriend Cassidy posted on in August, where Payne quips that she looks nice and covered up for once. Yeah.
Okay.
On October 14th, this is all like not that bad for now, but then on October 14th, his ex-fiancée Maya Henry made some troubling allegations on the Internet is Dead podcast about her relationship with Payne, which she called toxic. In the most chilling moments of the interview, she accused him of playing with death and threatening that as a manipulation tactic. She said she and her family offered to get him help in a rehab facility, which he ignored. She also stated that she sent him a cease and desist letter after he allegedly wouldn't stop contacting her through her iCloud accounts. She also claimed that Payne's family had warned her against releasing her first novel, Looking Forward, this past May, which she says was inspired by true events. Given the book's subject matter, a woman's traumatizing experience with a famous man, fans speculated that it was based on her relationship with Payne. In the book, the main protagonist, Mallory, is coerced by her partner into receiving a painful at-home abortion to avoid the paparazzi finding out.
Jesus.
Yeah. Mallory is then discouraged by her partner's team from seeking medical treatment for her hemorrhaging for fear of being spotted in public.
Jesus. And we're talking about her book currently. That is fictional, but based on true events.
Yeah, but she kind of like, she made a TikTok that was all before his death, where she was like, someone was like, oh, is it like based on true events? And she was like, well, yeah, it says it's based on
so she events.
So
she's
like
making
changed
it
the
clear.
names and nothing like that, but you can tell obviously that it's him. Like the name of the band is 5F forward.
Yeah.
One Direction. I mean, come on now.
Okay. So the insinuation was very clear.
Yeah. And what I saw now, which is quite horrible, is that a lot of people are attacking her, being like sending like messages being like, are you happy now? And it's like, I'm sure she has a lot of complicated feelings about this whole situation. And I just don't think that strangers got anything to do with this shit, to be honest. Like, you guys need to be serious. Because the thing is, already the information came out that he was just like high out of his mind. Someone should have called 911 sooner. They started calling it when he started to get erratic. But before, people said that they saw him in the lobby and he was convulsing, and people just brought him into his room and left him there.
Jeez.
Instead of calling somebody. And then when he started wrecking the room, that's when they called 911.
Jesus.
So it's like, it's sad, even though he is who he is and he's done what he's done. I believe Maya. I'm not going to say that I don't. I also don't think it's her fault.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
I just think that he was probably like a very troubled person who had addictions, had a lot of problems that he did not address.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that he was a good person, to be honest, but I will say it doesn't really matter. Like, I don't have to be a dick to someone who died so young and in such a way that is clearly quite sad, not surrounded by his family, not being able to say goodbye to anyone. He has a 7-year-old son. Like, it's just not, like, it's not, like, I saw people being like, oh my god, those people who are like offended about us joking about it are such losers. And it's like, I don't give a fuck either way. I just think that you guys are weird to be so like either cheering because even if he's done all the things that he's accused of, there's so many more people who are more worthy of your wrath that are living and causing
Yeah,
harm.
or your energy in general.
Yeah, it's
good
just
or
weird
bad.
to be doing that about a person who's definitely not gonna do anything anymore.
Or he's dead now.
Like, he's dead, leave him alone at this point, right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just strange to be that
And I would argue
hell-bent
that
on it.
Yeah, and we are here now criticizing what, you know, the negative things that he has done, but also not, you know, bagging on a dead man, because at this point it's not going to affect him. He's dead, but it will probably affect, I don't know, maybe his son later on, or like the people who are grieving him. So I don't think there really is a point of that now.
Yeah, because of the early reports of an out-of-control man endangering himself were so out of sync with the upbeat, calm social media videos uploaded to his feed from earlier in the day, many fans initially refused to believe he's died. People magazine reported that the videos shared of Payne's feed the day of his death were had actually been created 4 days earlier. Still, it was enough to jumpstart a wave of wild speculation, including the false conspiracy theory that his death was somehow connected to the ongoing criminal case against Sean Diddy Combs. That's so far-fetched.
I feel like that's far-fetched.
That's so far-fetched. You guys need to like really, not you, but I mean like people who are speculating that, you need to really think sometimes.
I feel like, and this is also, I'm saying this is also speculation, not facts, but I think if you were to speculate, it's pretty easy to speculate what might have happened.
Yeah. Also, what I know that's not in this article is that TMZ were the ones to report on it first.
Yeah.
They reported within the first hour, and they posted his body.
Yeah, which is just
and that's why people were like, you
word.
see so many people die on the internet like right now, and I'm enraged for them.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that I'm gonna be like, yeah, it's so cool of TMZ to do that. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, it's still not good.
Yeah.
Like, it you can't just be like, oh, this bad thing is chill just because there's like this bad thing, this worst thing is going on.
Yeah.
It's like, well, no, like TMZ still suck. Like, they shouldn't be posting someone's body after, like, he fell like that. It must be a gruesome scene.
Yeah.
It's so disrespectful. Just like, it pisses me off just thinking of that. Like, and I don't even like Liam.
Yeah,
And
we're
it's
like
still pissing me off.
Yeah, we're not huge fans of it or anything. We're bringing this up because it is related to some thoughts we have.
Yeah. There is, first of all,
about
it's a
art and
huge
legacy.
thing. Second of all, because it is a really, really famous guy, and because One Direction stopped working together and touring in 2016. That's not that long ago. Like, usually when we talk about this type of shit and like, oh, this guy from this band that was huge died, it's usually when they're in their 40s and 50s, even when it's tragic and sudden. Usually that's when it starts. They haven't even reached 35, and he's one of the older ones in the group.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Especially, I think that a lot of people who are our age are kind of facing the like a death of someone that they grew up with, like at least watching, right? For the first time. For me, it's like not existential because I faced death already, my personal
life. Same.
because of, I don't know, cancer. So I don't really like, I don't feel that weird feeling of like, oh my, like my generation, they be doing that. to be dying.
I mean, I didn't face death, but I mean, I've experienced a lot of it within my own family the past past 2 years. So yeah, it wasn't existential for me either.
Yeah,
but
I get why other people would be like, because would be like this, because when I talk to them, I can see them recoil whenever they hear about cancer, about the fact that I had it. They always think I'm joking, and they kind of get mad at me. They always get mad at me. They're always like, Lisa, you can't be joking about that stuff like that. And I'm like, I ain't joking. You think I'm joking?
Yeah, this is my life.
I'm not joking. That actually happened to me. Like, it's so funny every single time to be like, I'm not kidding. Like, it actually happened to me. What do you mean?
Yeah, because it's honestly really hard to. I mean, look at like what's happening with the world now. For a lot of people, it's really hard to face death, and like,
I think it's hard to face for anybody, but it's also like one of those things where you're like, it's so crazy how far removed from it you are to compare to how close someone can be living with it. Yeah. Like it's just strange.
It is so true.
How people here can be so far removed from it, and how many people in places that get demonetized, not places demonetized, but videos get demonetized when people mention it. It's just crazy.
It is crazy.
But I think like the disconnect is what's crazy, I think. And I do think that there's a lot of people who are just like really weird and delusional online, who were like commenting on it in such a strange fucking way, when they were like, oh my god, like he was the best or whatever. And it's like, you don't know him. That's weird. But also attacking this girl who was actually his fiance for 2 years. They were together. Weird. All of it is weird, to be fucking fair.
But anyways, the reason why we're mentioning this to begin with is because of, you know, like a lot of when celebrity deaths happen, like that's when there is a spike in intensity of like remembering them, remembering their work, appreciating their work, sometimes to a sickening degree. Like I find where it's just like you're overdoing it, but where was the support when they were alive? And we see
kinda, but it's also like what bothers me the most about this is like when it's a horrible person and all of a sudden they erase all of the horrible things that they've done.
Yes,
because a lot of people are doing that about Liam right now, and I'm not like, that's the thing. I don't think I need to be reading him to filth, because the people who he offended or who he hurt are alive and talking about it. You don't like, it's not like it's one of those things where his victims are dead and they can't speak for themselves.
Right.
They're speaking, and they should be, you know, and you should leave them the fuck alone. But also it's like not like an invitation to be like dancing on his grave either, because there's, again, it's like a graph, you know, like there's obviously shitty things that he's done, but equating it to like Diddy or something is crazy.
Yeah.
Because that guy is like Satan, basically.
Yeah. He is like the devil incarnate.
Yeah.
In fact, he is the devil incarnate. So
not even like, he genuinely is.
He is.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, it really reminds me of this story. Well, why am I saying it reminds me of this story? Actually, this was my life. I don't know why I'm saying it's a story, but it really reminds me of this time I went to this art gallery, and this isn't that long ago. And if you studied art, and actually, if you didn't study art, you already know who the fuck Pablo Picasso is. And me and Lisa talk mad shit about him because
I have a whole episode on the podcast in first season where I fucking rip into him.
Yeah, we fucking hate him. Go watch the first, like that episode in the first season, because
the audio is a little fucked, but it is a good episode. Anyway.
Yeah, if you want to learn why the fuck we hate him. But anyways, he's dead. He's still in galleries. It's crazy because there is a renaissance of people finally critiquing him about how violent and terrible he is and his views are towards women, especially POC women, exotic women as he called them.
Oh my god!
But just women in general. He was even
women he stole from to make his art.
Yes. Yeah. Even
the
his
African cultures that he stole his like ideas from.
And even his own muses and partners he was so disgusting towards in terms of representing them, and how he wanted to kill them in his paintings.
Yeah.
And just embarrass them. But anyways, I was in this art gallery. I forgot exactly what the painting was, but it was a very disturbing one of it's either his wife or his muse getting stabbed with a knife in her vagina. That was the painting.
I do not remember that one.
It's
But goddamn.
It was like the worst ever. And it was crazy because I was reading, and remember I sent you the artist statement. I think I took a picture of it maybe, or maybe I sent it to someone else. But like me and my friend were reading it, my friend who I was with. And then we both like looked at each other and took a double take. We're like, wait. This can't be right. This can't be right. Like I reread that wrong. Or I read that wrong. Because at first I thought they were saying that, oh, we finally recontextualized what we feel about Picasso's painting, and he's violent to women and blah blah blah. But no, that's not what they were saying. They were saying that they have recontextualized it again to show that there is more nuance to why he painted women in such a way.
Dude.
And I was like, huh? Okay, so now what you're saying is the man is dead. We can't question him. The people that he painted and were violent towards are also dead. So now you're going to say you're taking back what you said and remaking history, like rewriting his legacy, is insane to me. Which is exactly what you're just like.
I mean, honestly, like this reminds me of my also I did another episode that was like honestly one of the first episodes of this podcast is an episode about super flat.
Oh yeah.
I talked about the Japanese guys,
Yes.
mostly guys. There's like a couple of women that are
In super flat, yeah,
they're considered to be a part
part of super flat.
of super flat, but most of them are men, and like a lot of them are painting women to be either R-worded by like octopi or kids, just kids.
Yeah.
And a lot of that kind of shit. And I talked about how the reason why this conversation of separating art and artist is kind of a little silly, especially because like most people I heard speak about it are dumb as shit. Sorry to say. It's a lot of like barely educated on art men who shouldn't be talking about it in general, because like, God damn it, read a book. Read something before you fucking speak. Like sometimes I just like, I think this should be like a quota of how many things you have to absorb and actually understand, and you should be tested on it before you can speak that much.
Yeah.
Like it should be.
If Neuralink is gonna do anything, it better be fucking that. But I doubt it because it's fucking Elon Musk. But anyways,
yeah, no, he should be. Okay.
He
I'm
needs
not even telling you guys what I think should be done to him. Because
just remember,
I will be put on the list.
yeah, and remember our little lineup we have going. Go back a couple episodes, you'll know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Anyway. So basically, where I was going with this, goddamn.
Artists, legacy,
Yeah.
changing.
Something about the art and artist separation, right? Like people always bring it up when it comes to legacy and when it comes to like keeping someone in the history books or whatever the fuck, right? First of all, I'm like, yeah, if you're going to be talking about Cubism, you have to talk about Pablo Picasso. There's no way not to. I don't even think that he should be removed from textbooks. What I think
it's
should
important
be
to
done
know about that.
is it should be
fucker.
analyzed. Yeah, it should be. It should be analyzed from a perspective of actually art cannot be separated from the artist, because I think, again, I've said that in the previous episode when we talked about the graph, there is this like line, you know, where you can and cannot interact with the art of someone based on how bad their actions were and based on how good the art is, and it is up to you to decide it. I'm not here to be a fucking moral police, but I'm just telling you that's how I decide whether it is in like, can I do it in good conscience or not, right?
Yeah.
Now in this whole thing, I find it to be so stupid, because most of the time when people are speaking about it, they're like, well, yeah, he did this, but he changed this and he like just contributed this much, whatever the fuck. And honestly, first of all, art is always happening, especially the one that's written down, the art that's actually recorded.
Yeah.
As like the artist who made something, they usually work at the same time with a bunch of other artists who were in the same field, doing the same things, and there's always some women who were already in it who were not R-wording anybody, especially not kids. So you could like, you know, like, come on now. But also it's just stupid because like when you look at Picasso's work, and it's the same thing with when you look at the work of those super flat guys, the subject matter and what's going on in the image, if it lines up with the things that he says and does in his real life, how can you separate it?
Separate it, yeah.
Like, be for real. Picasso was so disrespectful to all of the women that he loved, in quotations,
or even encountered.
That like most of his paintings, when you look at it and it's like a cubist painting and it's like a really weird in the way that like her arms are, her boobs are, whatever, it's oftentimes when it's analyzed and it's like compared to his notes and his sketches and stuff like that, that technically speaking, this guy was literally painting multiple women, and especially when he was cheating on the previous one with a new one, there was an overlap in those women to the point where there would be someone else's boob coming out of his previous wife's eye.
Yeah.
Like, they were just body parts to him. How can you look at this image and not get that analysis from it?
Yeah.
You can interact with this work. This is not like, it's not like you're not allowed to. That was actually something that I was like fighting with with the professor. She absolutely loved Pollock. She absolutely loved all the artists that Greenberg loved.
Who the fuck? Sorry, who loves Pollock? I'm sorry, that's crazy.
That's exactly it.
That's
I was
crazy.
like, girl, you can't be serious.
Out of everybody.
But it's the same woman who taught us futurism and did not mention that they were Nazis.
Period.
And I was like, babe, I think that's important to mention, actually.
Like, it's so easy for y'all to erase parts of history.
Yeah.
But then also be like, you know what? I'm gonna recontextualize Pablo Picasso as not being violent towards women. He was just like a little strange. Like, he was a little like, he was just passionate.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so funny because like they also would be talking about, like, I think her name is Maria Pavlova. I think.
Yeah.
This is Editing Lisa speaking. I have messed up the name. It's actually Lyubov Popova. I do not know why I got the name so wrong. It happens quite often with me because I am pretty bad with dates and names in general. In any case, everything else is correct.
It's so funny. Like, they would be talking about her and be like, oh, it's just so many artists got so censored in USSR. They stopped making their like works or whatever. She's made work for like 20 years within USSR. And then in her diaries, she was like, she wants to make patterns for textiles that are gonna start being produced. And which is like textiles that my mom knows. Because they were like produced for a really long time because like they were just like iconic or whatever. And she wanted to do useful things, basically. She didn't want to make artwork to put it somewhere so people stare at it. She wanted to make things that are part of everyday lives instead of a thing for the bourgeois to buy and exchange with each other. And it's like, yeah, what the fuck did you expect from a revolutionary? She was literally the avant-garde in this country. And like in the entirety of fucking USSR. You genuinely think that she was just like, they just shut her down?
No.
And that she didn't just evolve past making useless art into making things that are actually useful for people. Like, I mean, come on now. With all of these, like, artists, I just find it so interesting how, yeah, the legacy does get warped often.
Yeah, and over and over and over again.
Yeah, that's the interesting part, because it's not just their death that does it. It's not just, like, people coming out and talking about them that does it.
Yeah.
Because especially in the popular zeitgeist, it's so crazy because like I'm kind of in an echo chamber oftentimes when it comes to arts. Like, I have people I talk to about art whose opinion I like in terms of like
and respect and
because like I might not agree with them, but I like how they think, so I respect their point of view even if I don't agree with it. But there's like a lot of people who are like living in this world where if you ask them to name an artist, Picasso is the one that they're gonna pick to name because he's just like the basic bitch of the art world, you know, like everyone knows him because he was so easy to market. Like a perfect representation of the, I guess, you know what, him and surrealism, like cubism and surrealism are always revered because it's like catnip for straight guys.
Yeah, it's like, oh, so revolutionary.
Especially surrealism.
So yeah, there's just like, oh my, you know what? It's like the guys that would be like surrealism is the best art genre ever are the same guys that like paint their nails and shit and wear pearl necklaces and are like,
but still would be like, I just don't like
I'm artsy.
The feeling of sex with the rubber on.
Yeah. Yeah, and I believe that you owe me that. You know, it's like
go.
pseudo deep, pseudo like emotional type of people,
Yeah.
you know?
Like the type of guy who thinks that he's like evolved for some reason, as if he's like a fucking amphibian and needs to evolve to the next stage of life
Yeah,
or something
fucking
like that. Like,
animorphs.
like, bitch, you were already a human. What do you mean
Yeah.
you evolved? What do you mean you found out about other people also have their own ideas and
Yes.
feelings, and like when I experience things, they can be experiencing something else entirely.
It's
Like,
like,
this is
wow, you just figured that out?
someone said that to me. Some guy said that to me after
Oh,
going to like fucking Antarctica, and I was like, you needed to go to Antarctica to
Okay.
develop empathy
Yeah, that's actually bizarre.
at the age of 30.
That's why, like, people who are like, I don't trust people who are like, I need to travel the world to find meaning. And I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't trust you.
I don't trust you.
I don't trust you.
You're weird.
Like,
You're weird.
if you can't just exist and find meaning in life and meaning in people and empathy towards other people, that's like actually cooked. Like, you actually need to go see the impoverished people of, like, I don't know,
No, don't do that.
Thailand or something.
Those people do not
Like,
deserve having to deal with you.
You're-
Sorry
yeah.
to say, but like those people, they've got their own shit going on. They don't need a Jessica
Yeah.
coming and like learning humbleness from them.
Literally.
Like, you can go fuck yourself,
So-
actually. Like,
Literally. That's why, sorry, that was a tangent, but that's why, like, after that whole Picasso in the gallery thing, I was actually so shook by that. And it really did remind me, even if we were to like ever be big for like whatever arts we want to do, no one knows me now fully. And when I die, they won't know me anyways.
I mean, yeah,
It's
but
like-
also at the same time, like, the more I know about the art world, the more people I meet and I know how they got where they
where they've got,
I
yeah.
think they're I just sit there and I'm like, there's literally no way in hell I could ever be that big, because I would just not be able to close my eyes on all the
Yeah.
things that they do.
Yeah. And I think, like, obviously everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has like, we're not perfect and nobody
no.
yeah.
I am not a
I'm-
saint.
yeah.
I
yeah.
am definitely not a saint.
Yeah. And same, I made so many mistakes in my life and all of those things, but made
Yeah, no, the
mistakes, but
problem
there's
is not like things like
I'm the moral code.
I'm the moral code or moral
standard.
police or something like that. Yeah.
But especially when we live in this world where the people we see who succeed are the people who are like ride or die, riding the dick of capitalism. It's like,
Yeah, like to an extreme where like obviously all of us are on that dick.
yeah, we all
We don't have a choice. That's
Yeah.
the problem
Yeah.
here. But that's why we complain about it.
Yeah.
Otherwise we wouldn't complain. We would just opt out of it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, it's like, I think that when you look at, for example, we just talked about Lisa from Blackpink,
Mm-hmm.
like her being with that LVMH guy,
the heir to
the
that.
French guy. His family has blood on their hands, like straight up.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way around it. There's no way around it.
Yep.
And the fact that they own so many other companies, to the point where, like, if you want to succeed at some point, or not even succeed, but just survive, at some point you're going to be working with a company that's owned by a company that's owned by a company that's owned by LVMH. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's like, all of it kind of gets ruined to the point where what can I enjoy without feeling guilty?
Yeah.
In this system, like, what can I do to not feel like shit? Like, I go and I buy a pair of shoes once in a fucking blue moon, a pair of shoes that I need because I literally don't have
Yeah.
like something else to wear, and then I'm on the way home and I'm like, well, I need to go and do this test for my dog and do this and do that, and I start feeling guilty or like
Yeah,
or like
there's-
bad about that, but I'm like, I need the shoes though. I need the shoes to walk in too.
Yeah.
And then I start feeling guilty about buying shoes that are made out of material that, or like they're so cheap that I know they're gonna fall apart, and I'm like making garbage. I'm basically
Yeah.
making more of landfill filler.
Yeah, and this is definitely going to be another separate episode, but we have talked about it. Like, what would it, we couldn't even fathom what life would be like not feeling guilty, like, not feeling struggle, not feeling stress. Because I feel the same way. It's like,
Once you see it, you can't
Yeah,
unsee it.
yeah.
And that's like the just
yeah, damned if I do and damned if I don't, I will feel guilty about all of the terrible things that I do to survive, but then like if I don't do them, it's like it's like
I also feel guilty because I become like a burden to people I love.
Yeah.
Like I start feeling bad
Yeah.
for not doing my part to
Yeah.
make my life and my loved ones' lives better or bearable.
Yeah.
You know, like it's kind of like, okay, so you're like on your moral high horse, but now you can't fucking put food on the table. Like, which one are you gonna pick, basically?
Yeah, it's like that moral dilemma of like, would you steal bread for your family to feed your family type of shit. Like,
well, I would definitely, because stealing is
Yeah.
not shit, like whatever.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It reminds me of this like story, and I'm sure like a lot of people have heard or seen this story online about a girl whose dad he like owned a company, but he never got rich from his company, even though his company was like well loved. I think it was like more like a restaurant business type of thing, well loved and respected. And he said was like, yeah, I could have been a millionaire, but I chose not to step all over people. And it's like, if you want to be a millionaire, then step all over people. You know, like treat people unfairly, be cruel to them.
But also, that's actually like kind of a connection to the next topic too. It's the definition. Like we need to, because the thing is, for me, I don't know when that happened, but it kind of like happened on its own. Maybe I've always thought this way. I don't know. But I want to talk about redefining who losers are, because for you people, for y'all who are struggling with realizing that you doing the right thing, even if it's like not benefiting you or something like that, you're actually a normal human being, and anyone who opts out of doing that, like Elon Musk, in my eyes, the biggest loser there is. Like he is the biggest. Like he gives me so much cringe and so much secondhand embarrassment just knowing, like, whenever he talks about like money or whatever the hell, and like any guy, I was literally in a fucking Uber and this guy was playing a podcast where Elon Musk was spewing some bullshit, like talking like as if he's got any room to speak on anything. And I was just sitting there like, ew, like seriously, you're gonna listen to that guy? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And I mean, like, this is just random, honestly, but how that relates to art, at least for me, is now, again, bringing back that Picasso thing. Now, when I go to an exhibit or like view anything that has anything involved with art, I always look at who the curator is, who the assistant curator is, because like we've been saying, I think in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter like what you try to represent about yourself, really, or like dead or alive. If there is a third party, like a curator, an archivist, a whatever the fuck they are, and they're viewing your work in their terms, they're gonna reinterpret it.
Yeah, because the way that they place things, even
and you have to be careful about that, because I mean, it says a lot for a curator or whoever the fuck wrote that that statement to be like, yeah, like, obviously that person is a sexist and is evil.
Honestly, yeah, straight up, because like looking at someone who's as horrible as Picasso and being like, let me give him a hand,
is insane.
Let me turn his legacy around. It's crazy. Like, it's genuinely insane.
Yeah.
Like, he's already been rich his entire life. He profited off of his art the entire time he was making it. There was not a moment when he was struggling. Why the fuck would you do that now posthumously? Like, do all this gymnastics to change people's perception of him after they actually found out about who he was as a person. I don't get it. And also, like, just going to galleries, I think that a lot of people don't realize that the way that things are placed and the works that are chosen, it makes
such a big difference.
And sometimes you think, oh, it's just like this particular period of this artist's work or whatever, and it's just they just like picked some works that they liked or that they thought were the most influential or whatever. No, every curator has an agenda.
It creates the context when you put things together. Yeah. And I have to tell you the funniest part about this. It's not funny, it's actually fucked. The craziest part about this Picasso thing is that this exhibit was in tandem with a Black female artist talking about the African female body. So let that sink in. Let that sink in for a moment.
This bitch is making me tired.
I know.
Like every day.
So you know
I
what?
hear something and I just go,
I know. Yeah, so all I have to say is be kind to yourself, know your worth, forgive yourself. There are way more terrible people out there.
We still got a lot to say about that, though, but it's a separate topic. It's too big to be covering that at the end of this episode. But yes.
Yeah.
There's a lot to say about that.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
You guys, actually, we have homework assignment.
Yeah.
Because I need you to talk about this before we speak about it in the next episode. But can you tell us, basically, recently I've been thinking about who was I before I was thinking about struggle and preoccupied with struggle. Who was I before? All I was thinking about is like politics and misery. Like, who was I? You know,
before that.
And the thing is, like, when I was thinking back to that, I actually asked my grandma about it because we were like talking about it, and she was like, "Lisa, I remember you complaining about women being treated like incubators at the age of 11, and you did not know what feminism was." So she was like, basically, what the fuck are you talking about? You've always been like this.
Yeah.
Which is like fair enough. I agree. But at the same time, I feel like I could still compartmentalize more to the point where I wouldn't be driving myself up the fucking wall to compare to now. At least I think so, but I might be wrong as fuck. Like I just might not be remembering it, you know?
And it's actually like, because Lisa was asking me this question too, like before we even started the podcast, just having a conversation, and like it is actually one of those questions that kind of hit you in the face, because like you can't even it's like I couldn't even recall anymore,
Like who, because the thing is I don't even know. Maybe I've never, like, maybe it is that since I was able to like form coherent well-developed thoughts that I was already bothered with a lot of things, right? But like if that's the case, which is fair enough, who would I be? Or what would I be doing? That was actually the question that we were thinking about. What would you be doing if you weren't struggling?
Yeah.
And I don't mean work. I don't mean what you would be doing for work or what you would be doing in terms of like, oh, like I would travel or something. But like, what would you do in day-to-day small things? Like, would I wake up at this hour? Would I have a schedule? Would I be hanging with people more? If so, how?
Yeah. Would it be like more open? Would it be kinder to myself? Like there's so many things that I think about. When I think about this topic, I think about all the things I had to do, all these moral dilemmas like I had to do to like make it by.
Would I still be thinking about this fantasy worlds that I was reading about, or thinking, or like getting immersed in TV shows that I was watching, right? And like imagining yourself in there and like how you would react to situations? Would I still have that now if I wasn't struggling and thinking about how that struggle, like how other people, even when I get a break because of having some kind of privilege, I start feeling guilt because other people are struggling. And it's like, who would I be if struggle wasn't the only thing on my mind?
Write it down. Is there comments? Where could they?
Comments, yes.
Yeah, comment
There's comments
below
on Spotify now too, so you can comment on Spotify as well if you're
or
listening
on YouTube.
there. Because I'm just curious, like, what are the little things that actually make your character and make you who you are? Because when people ask me that, the answers that I can give are very much coming from misery, like coming from places of who I am in relation to struggle.
And
I don't want to be just this struggle and like my relationship to it, because I know that even if I get a break from it, my identity would become my distance from it. Like I would be like, I was there and now I'm here and this is gonna be my whole identity. Like
it's like
I don't
your
want
bench.
that.
It's like your benchmark in life. I was thinking about that a lot recently, the past couple weeks, where I was like thinking like the only way that I can see my life, not even my life, just like who I am as a person, is like the good things I've done and the bad things I've done have all the center of it, the nucleus of it has always been struggle.
Yeah, like it feels really weird because I feel like we've been pushed so far. Even going, for example, when I went to just find myself a new like pair of shoes, as I said, right? I went downtown and seeing, I don't know if you probably heard about it because it's been worldwide news of how bad the like homeless situation is in Vancouver. And it's not their fault, by the way. But it's just like going there and seeing how many disabled people are literally crawling around the streets. You know, they don't have a house. They don't got anywhere to go, and they don't have money to get their medications and stuff like that. And just the depression that comes from that, like I had to come home and like call my grandma and like just like complain about it, because I was like, I feel like such shit
to even complain about, to even have my own complaints.
No, I don't even think about my complaints. I just feel sad for them. I don't like, obviously I have problems. I don't really think about them in relation to their problems, to be honest. It's more of just, what the fuck are we doing? This is what it is. It's not like, oh damn, life can be like that, I feel for them. It's more like,
where it's like
where do I go and who do I fucking hit on the head so this stops?
It's like being angry. It's like, at what point will we fucking have a revolution and change this shit? Instead of being like looking at people as if like you're the center of the world and they're just side characters for you to be
relating your experience to them.
I'm so grateful
I'm
for
so
mine
grateful.
because I'm not that.
Yeah, like fuck, I hate the gratefulness concept of like of Westerners.
When will
it's
it be
so weird?
When will it be enough? We're already seeing, probably censored, bodies being burned, and that's not enough. Like, no, all we can do is say, I'm grateful to be living here.
And then people are like,
safe.
well, we can change the policy and harm reduction. I don't want to even talk about it. I think it needs to be changed within a day. Like, that's how it could be done. We could do everything and we could solve everything within a year, genuinely. Yet we don't. Because we have not even Elon Musk, because he's like one of the little guys to compare to all the other ones whose names we don't even know. But those motherfuckers, we should put them on the list, if you know what I mean. I mean, my mom is gonna rip me a new one for this. She's like, Lisa,
that's too hard.
What do you think? Why do you think we moved just so you don't get in trouble for this shit? So you get in trouble for this shit here?
But that's actually what it is, dude. Like, honestly, everybody, it's like, yeah, people are scared to like even do anything revolutionary. It's either like you don't believe in it, you're scared of the violence that might come of it, but it's like all of those things are already happening.
Yeah.
All of those things are already happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is like it's not even just the beginning. It's gonna catch up. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It really is.
Yeah.
Anyways, that was kind of dark. Leave your comments though.
I'm so sorry. Actually, I want this to be, I genuinely, you guys, I'm struggling so much in terms of my content. I want to so badly create content that makes people feel better. But I think it's such a miserable bitch.
No, but I'm
so like
but I think it's fine. Honestly, be kind to yourself because this world is fucked. And like, I mean, like me and you, I think we both know how much we've been fucking struggling, and we have to see struggle every day. And if you are a person with a heart, you probably feel the same way. You know, so write something nice below. Even though that question is really dark, like I think if I weren't always plagued by struggle, I actually think I would wake up early and not feel like shit every time I have to wake up early. You know, like I think I would be like happy to be waking up instead of being like, fuck, I woke up. You know, just like little,
like this is so depressing, but like this is just the truth, you guys.
Yeah,
I don't
just
know what to tell
little
you.
things like that.
This is actually, you know what? We actually have a pact too with my sister that we will not let capitalism kill us.
Yeah.
Through us KYSing.
Yeah.
Like we ain't doing that.
Yeah.
We will suck the fucking social programs dry if need be.
Yeah.
You know? Because we have like a lot of bullshit in country like MAID. A MAID is like this assistant medical death in Canada, which they keep sending this fucking invitations to people who are just like going through cancer treatment and they're asking for more medications, and Canada is like, do you mayhaps want to?
Yeah. And I would even argue maybe it's conspiracy. If you're not like a value, if you have what's the word? If you
don't have something that the government finds to be contributing
to capitalism, then they're gonna find, if you're not sick already, they'll find a way.
Yeah, like if you're, for example, if you're a woman and you're not capable of having kids, you're already like half a person to them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that is dark.
Okay, well, we're not gonna do darker right now.
Here's what I'll say. I'll add in this part of the homework. Sorry for giving you guys so much homework, but you know, just to lighten the mood. Also, I'm sure like this topic is hard, but also like, you know, put some nice words for your fellow
fairies in there.
Yeah, for your fellow fairies. You know, everything's gonna be okay. Put some kind words in there. We in this together.
You know what?
We're in this together.
Yeah, because the thing is, I think that sometimes, like, I talk to my mom about this, and she's like, "Can we talk about something positive?" And I'm like, you know, I want to. So we can't really speak about my life, but But also on top of that,
Literally me. They're like, oh my God, what's going on in the... I'm like, you don't want to know what's
you don't
going
want to
on.
know. You don't want
Because
to know.
this conversation would be over.
It will be over and it will be sad. But also, I think that there's also this like layer of like, actually, sometimes I do like to talk about this things that people see as like dark, because if we're both seeing it and we're both acknowledging it and we're both deciding to act against it, it is actually hopeful
Yeah.
and better than keeping it inside and pretending like it's not there and trying to kumbaya your way out of systemic issues.
Yeah. And
like, you're not gonna meditate your way out of this, babe.
Yeah.
I don't know what to tell you.
And like, honestly,
your depression is not coming from within.
yeah.
Sorry to say.
Yeah. And I used to be like that type of person that would hold it in and like, you know, think like, oh, I need to only speak to a professional about it and you know, shit like that. But honestly, it's like we speak about what the most negative shit going on in our life, and it is, in a backwards way, it is hopeful because you don't feel alone.
Yeah.
There's not enough people in the world. I mean, look at social media. No one's gonna write about that shit, you know, unless it's like social currency type bullshit.
Yeah, it's always social currency. It's like always like, let me be an advocate. I don't want to be a fucking advocate. I just want to yap my part and leave.
Yeah.
I don't want to be put on a pedestal as an advocate for something.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if I do my job right, out of one bitch like me, there's going to be 10 more.
Yeah.
And I don't mean giving birth.
Yeah, that give hope to other people, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Make them feel like it's like, be an example so other people can be, not even an example, like be an example, but more just like, you know, be a mirror for people.
Yeah, that just speak honestly.
Yeah.
Speak honestly and be honest to people with your feelings, and stick around people who are the same.
And it's crazy.
And I don't mean mean people, because people always love to conflate the two. And yes, I am like snappy and I have a bad temper. I am
and she's
mean.
sassy.
People keep on saying that, and the thing is, I'm considered to be a saint back home.
Yeah, she's not a normal Eastern European girl. Y'all are lucky. But yeah, no, seriously, I think it's just like, we should all, the moral of the story is like, I think we should all try harder to be humans because it's so rare and far in between.
Try to show that we are.
Yeah,
because we
try
already
to show
are.
yeah,
we're all
we
just
are.
still struggling, and we're still feeling, you know what? Actually, we should have a homework too, where we have to figure out, because I've heard somebody speak about this in one of the videos somewhere, where they're like, I want people to remember that they are like who they are and like what they like, what they're into and stuff like that, because that's what actually keeping everyone fighting and living and doing something, because there is something to return to. Like because you don't do destruction or something like that for the sake of destruction. If you are resisting to something, you're doing it for the sake of preserving something and building something to let it blossom instead of the other way around. It's not a destructive force, right? So it's kind of like, I think that we should think about things that we are enjoying the way that we were enjoying them when we were younger.
Yeah.
Like when we were kids. Thinking about what stories, what movies, what music, what situations, what little things still ignite something similar in us, and maybe talk about that in the next episode.
Yeah.
Like really bring it back in terms of like, I for example love intergenerational things. Like when you talk to somebody, and even if it's a struggle that's being discussed, when it's like intergenerational and you agree on something and you can see that you're seeing the same thing. And even though people are constantly being like Gen X versus Gen Z, Gen this versus Gen that, like this intergenerational kind of relationships and little kind of interactions that are showing how similar our lives are in a sense of like the cyclicality of it, you know?
Yeah.
I love that a lot, especially like I love the fact that my grandparents understand me more than anyone who's like younger in the family, because of my experience of like death breathing on my neck. It's like really making that difference that like no one else understands how I feel.
Yeah.
When I talk to my grandma and I'm like, they are telling me not to fucking eat sugar, and she's like, well, you're gonna have to eat some of it because otherwise why would you live? And I'm like, yeah. She's like,
You're
fucking
right.
finally. Instead of like, because like all the other people in the family, like my aunts, whatever, they're like, yeah, cut it all out. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna cut myself, bitch. If you What do you mean?
I
Cut
mean, I
out
think-
sugar.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a big reason why we got close too, is because like there are a lot of similarities that I feel like, I mean, I before Lisa could not talk to anyone about, and maybe like vice versa. But yeah, I mean, like just show that you're like, we're just trying to show that we're human, and y'all should do that too. Fuck.
Yeah. Slay.
Slay, period. Anyways,
We're
we'll
gonna
see-
come back with something more positive next time. I swear.
Yeah.
I swear.
Okay,
I'll get us a tiramisu and then we'll come back with some sweeter thoughts.
Yeah, with some sweeter thought. But you know what? In the end, we're hopeful.
We're
okay?
hopeful. We're trying to bring hopefulness to you by telling you, bitch, me too.
Yeah. Yeah. So, you know, do your homework, put some comments below, send some love to the other fairies, uplift them, uplift yourself. We love you guys.
Yeah.
See you on the next
Pat yourself on the
pod.
back, bitch.
Yeah, because you're here.
You're surviving.
You're surviving this fucking.
I think that we were not developed to survive. I think that we were not evolved
Yeah.
to live through.
Yeah. Honestly, you're
we were supposed to be kumbayaing and
Yeah.
fucking foraging instead of this shit.
instead of this cold,
Instead of this,
war-ridden.
let's circle
dick-
back.
Yeah.
A one-on-one.
Yeah.
Your scrum master.
Yeah.
Shoot me, motherfuckers! Like I swear.
Anyways, we'll see you on the next
See you on
episode.
the next one.
We love you guys. Bye.
Bye.